Welcome back to My Conscious Dad right here in your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. Today we are talking about relationship goals. And before we went on the break, we kind of were going through a list of some of the quote unquote relationship goals and kind of how you know you've made it. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into the next one. And
so if you get past these, you made it?
If you can successfully accomplish all of these relationship goals, you have the perfect relationship, and give me a call because I want to bring you on the air.
Nice.
So the next one, it says hanging out, but just sitting next to each other, doing your own thing and feeling comfortable.
So is that a certain stage you think? You have to get to that point? Because in the beginning, I think you're trying to impress each other. In the beginning, you're trying to get their approval. It's still awkward. You're trying to entertain each other, maybe? Make them feel better about themselves? Or?
Well, I think you have to entertain because you don't want them to think you're boring.
Got it.
But
once that stage is passed and you guys can both be boring together.
Well, not that you're boring. You could just do nothing together, it says do your own thing. So if I'm,
but sometimes doing my own thing is boring. But it's stuff I got to do.
Yeah. So sometimes, that looks like whatever. Maybe you're both on your phones next to each other, but separately looking at different things.
Okay.
So I think that one, that's just you have to get there. I think everybody eventually gets there.
So it's a stage, a certain stage in the relationship.
Yeah.
Okay.
Moving on to the next one, it says not feeling like you have to have sex every time you see each other. I think that kind of just means connecting in different ways. So obviously, number one thing in a relationship is physical attraction. That's how you immediately decide you want to start talking to this person or pursue this person. So I like this one because I think it means connecting in a different way so that it's not just physical.
Yeah. Sorry. And I think that a lot of times that stage, you can possibly not outgrow that. You can actually just be a deal breaker for the rest of the whole relationship. Like, no, like this is what the relationship means to me. I think there's a lot of people that can't grow or evolve past that kind of relationship and have it be a deeper, intimate, connected relationship where it's, built on, other values rather than just that. And so I think that's important. And it's a pivotal moment, I think, in a symbol in the relationship that says, wow, we've grown. We've gotten to a certain point where it's more about being there for each other and sharing. And so it is definitely a different stage. I don't know what month it comes in. I don't know if it's month 3,
for everyone
6,
it's different.
It is, absolutely. But it definitely is something that you should be aware of. Some people are still in that kind of relationship where it's lower level, where it's just always has been and always will be just about sex for us, and that's what it is. But I'm glad we're talking about it because it opens up the possibility for people to realize that there are a deeper, extraordinary relationships that kind of evolves past it.
So moving on to the next one, it says leaving your phone lying around because you know he or she isn't going to go through it.
So similar to the last one about the text message that came through from Heather. So now it's not even about the text. It's just the phone. You know what's amazing is that I feel like now in today's world, the phone is a symbol of intimacy. It's almost like it's like my diary. My whole world that reflects what I'm about, how I think, what I do, everything is
I'm connected with.
It's in that phone. It's my whole world. And so it's like, if you find your loved one walking down the hall and they got your phone, you go, is that my phone? Yeah, I was going to bring it to you. And, what I mean? It's like you're so guarded and protected about your phone, and,
Yeah, but that also brings up, why are you maybe looking in the first place? That's insecure on yourself. Like, if I'm fine to leave my phone there, but why are you insecure to look through my phone? Like, you're looking for something to find. You kind of want to find something.
Well,
and then you get like, if you trust me enough, then why would you even look through my phone?
Yeah, but you're assuming.
And then it's that back and forth.
But you're assuming that because they have their phone in their hand, that they've got it with the intention to snoop or to find something, or that they have an insecurity, because they can simply just be bringing it to you because you left it somewhere. You know what I mean? And
I know that's a possibility too. But more often than not, when they do kind of like, let me read your text messages or something like that, or if you're leave your phone there and they're reading through your text messages, they're looking for something, but then that's also on them rather than on
I feel like this is another show too.
This is totally another show because I leave my phone out. I don't have a passcode. I'm like, I don't care.
So do you give your boyfriend permission to say, if you want to look or need to look, go for it?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And I just leave it around or whatever. But I think boys are more private because they know that girls overreact, and even if it's, I hate to say overreact, but we do sometimes. We freak out over certain things, or all the Heathers of the world. So, so I think boys are so much more private with their phones. Like, for example, my boyfriend has a password on his phone. I know the password, but hardly am I ever hanging around with it. I find more often my phone is out and about, left around. He can have it whenever he wants. I think so
there's no password on your phone.
No password on my phone.
But a password on his phone.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever asked him why the password?
No, but
have you ever wanted to ask him?
No, I don't really care. But
what do you think the password's for? If you had to make up a story.
I know he has like banks and stuff like on there, like Android Pay or whatever,
so
where you have to,
information that needs to be protected.
So I don't know. I just make that up. But I also know that in the very, very beginning of our relationship, I don't even think we were serious enough to have had this conversation. He told me, "Don't ever look through my phone. If you ever want to see it, ask me."
Wow. Okay.
So to me, if I'm being honest, that was a super, super turn off. Because I automatically went, why would you jump to that? Like, I've only known you like 2 or 3 weeks. Why, like?
Okay, and that could also be him bringing some of his own insecurities again from the past, and he probably had a real over jealous girlfriend that really just turned him off, and so it was just his stuff that came out. He probably didn't realize he said that. I bet you now, does he know that he said that to you? Have you ever said that?
I'm sure he knows, but I've never told him that rubbed me the wrong way.
Let's say he found out. He's probably going to come to you and go, wow, now in hindsight, looking back, wow, I never should have said that. That was obviously could have been a deal breaker. And whew, thank God I got away with that one.
But you know what? But because he said that every single time, there's times where, let's say he goes to take a shower, he takes his phone with him. To me, now that's suspicious. Even after all this time, it's still suspicious because he made that initial comment before.
You stored that comment. And now from that comment still being up on the shelf, there's now you kind of see certain things to see if that matches up as evidence or validation that he's still got something to hide, right? Because that first comment is, well, okay, fine, right? And you justified it with, you don't have to, we're still early in this relationship. But now you passed that period and you never addressed it. What would it look like if you addressed it with him and cleaned it up, and then he cleaned it up with you, and then you're able to get off it? Because right now it sounds like you're still looking for evidence a little bit from little pieces.
Unconsciously, I'll see it. But either way, if he says, "Oh, you can look at my phone whenever you want," I'd be like, "Oh, okay." If he said, "No, I still would like you to respect that," I'd still say, "Okay."
Okay, I challenge you this weekend to address that. Address it with him and just say, "Hey, there's something you shared with me in the very beginning of the relationship, and we're talking about it over the show, and I realized that I put that in the back burner, but it's still there." And I want to give you a chance to clean it up now, because who we are now is not who we were then. And if he cleans it up, you could take it off the shelf, like if it's a glass jar, and shatter it. And if he reaffirms it, says, no, I still feel the same way, then you guys might have to lock yourself in a room and kind of have another deeper, meaningful conversation about that.
I still think it's a boy thing, but
okay, all right.
All right. So I'm gonna move on to the next one. It says being able to tell bae you think
What's bae?
someone
Baby?
Bae stands for before and anything else, or BAE. So it means before anything else, like you're before anyone else, you're the most important.
I never knew that. I just assumed it was baby.
It's baby, babe.
Oh,
it's the same thing.
It's a term of endearment. So it says being able to tell bae you think someone is cute without them freaking out, and vice versa.
Oh, that's a cool stage. Yeah, you get to a stage where and I could see how awkward it could be in the very beginning if you guys are dating and let's say a guy walks by and she goes, "Oh, he's cute," and what do you mean he's cute? You know what I mean? It's like now is it kind of like you're testing the waters? Is that what you're doing at that
to see how cool they are?
Yeah.
But if I never had that. I jumped right into a relationship where my boyfriend loves Taylor Swift, so he'll always talks about Taylor Swift. He goes to Taylor Swift concerts, and he always talks about how cute he thinks she is.
Okay.
And for me, I do that too with celebrities or actors that I like, and I'll purposely go to a movie just to see this actor that I think is handsome or whatever.
That's cool. That's celebrities though. What about like someone walking the street?
Oh, if someone walked by,
good one.
That's true. That's a difference. If someone walked by down the street.
So celebrities, you get a pass, but
celebrities, you get a super pass.
Celebrities get a pass. What about someone walking down the street?
It depends. What's the comment?
She's hot. She's cute.
Yeah, see, I have issues with that too. Like, it also depends on what the comment is.
Yeah.
So it depends on what stage you're at too, and being comfortable in yourself and secure in yourself. Yeah.
Sometimes someone will walk by and I'll go, "Oh, she's hot," and he'll go, "Yeah," and that's it. Swear to God, that's it.
Okay. What about your coworker?
That's different. Your coworker's different. So
is your coworker? Does it get to another stage, or that never gets to that stage?
A girl walking down the street that you're never going to see again is different from the person that you see every single day and have a relationship with.
All right, so there's different stages of being secure in yourself and each other in the relationship. Where these are some of the tests, right?
Yeah, if you want to call it a test, yeah. Okay.
Well, not tests, but they're ways to measure up to see in the other person if it's really a thing for them or not.
Yeah. So the next one says taking care of each other when one of you is sick.
Oh, I love that one.
Oh, cute.
So at a certain point when you're dating, I'm sure it's like, I'm not feeling good, and it's like, all right, honey, I'll see you in a couple of days. I'm off to Vegas, right? Or it's like, you know what? I'm gonna call the boys and just let them know that I can't make it. I'll be there, and I'll bring some chicken soup for you.
Oh, that was nice. That's such a nice scenario. Because it takes them canceling their plans, calling off of work, whatever that looks like to come and be there for you, even though you're probably going to sleep the whole time.
And those choices is a statement for you are really important to me, and these things aren't that important, and I can always do this at another time. So those are statements you would make. And again, the two scenarios where it's like, all right, honey, I love you, feel better. I know and they can justify it with, I know you're in good hands. I know your mom's there. Your family will take care of you. I'll see you, on Monday when I come back from Vegas.
You know what? Both of those, him or her saying either of those statements is okay. One is just better.
One I think
one is just relationship goals.
Yeah, one of them's relationship goals.
Okay, so the next one says feeling comfortable enough to be totally gross around each other. What are we talking about here? Farts?
Yeah, obviously. That's that, or picking your nose, or whatever it is. The gross stuff that you do. Eating with your mouth open, that kind of stuff. I'm sure you don't do that in the first date or in the first 50 dates, but at a certain point you get starving, you're chomping like a wildebeest, and your wife or your girlfriend looks over at you and just makes a frown, or laughs, or maybe they're laughing at you. It's because you start to accept a little bit more of each other and start realizing, like, okay, you are goofy like I am, or you are silly, or you're not perfect the way that you portrayed yourself to be, or I thought you were. And so you start to accept a little bit more of each other and your differences and your corniness.
But without all of that in the beginning of holding back, I think it could be a little bit discouraging if you just jump right on into it. Like there's always that joke that like, when she orders a salad for the first 3 dates, and then the 4th date she orders a lobster and shrimp and steak. But without that
could be a deal breaker, though, right?
It is. It totally is. Without that, that first meal that you share, or whatever you order, or that first date, whatever it looks like, all of that is super important, because they're going to look at you and say, they're either going to look at you and go, oh, wow, she can eat, I like her, or they're going to go, wow, I'm in for a ride, because I don't have the money to keep up with her, or she's gross.
Which opens up another possibility for another show about the assumptions we make up about people, right, in relationships, especially in the dating scene for the first 2 months. How many different assumptions do you make up, or beliefs that you make up, just by watching and observing your new partner or your new girlfriend? And you're always watching them, and you're always making up these stories. Can I deal with this for 60 more years? Does this bother me? Will I be able to get over this? Like, your mind starts to create all these stories, and you're figuring out if you can accept stuff or not. That's why it's important, I think, to fall in love with people that are in your ballpark. A lot of times I talk about this level in your level of consciousness. If you're at a 4, someone's got to be a 3.5 or a 4.5. If you're at a 4 and someone's at a 2, you're probably not going to be able to accept and some of the things that they're doing, and it's going to bother you, and it's not going to work very much. So you have to kind of be in the same ballpark and kind of go, okay, those aren't deal breakers. So, but it's a great topic, a great show too, to talk about how we make stuff up that's may not even be real.
And the next one says, talking about future plans without wondering if they'll actually happen.
So I see that like brainstorming. Like you guys are sitting after dinner, you're going for a walk, you sit on the bench, and then, you see little kids, and, the woman or the man says, "Oh, I can't wait to have kids," and then she gives herself permission to talk about kids, even though she might not want kids. She gives herself permission to talk about kids, and they're just enjoying that moment without her going, "Yeah, well, I'll never have them," and what I'm saying? It's like give yourself permission to dream. Give yourself permission to dream with him or her, and it doesn't mean that just because you've dreamt it together or talked about it means that you got to be held to that now for the rest of your life. So that 4 years from now, he goes, "You said to me in that park bench 4 years ago that you loved kids," and she can go, "No, I didn't say that. I said that, yeah, and I enjoy kids, but I never said that I want to have them."
Yeah, and I think the relationship goals part of this is saying without wondering if they'll actually happen, because you just know that, oh, this is the person that I'm going to be with, and all of these things are going to happen because we're going to be together.
Yeah, whether it happens or not, we feel freed up to be able to dream together and discuss possibilities.
Yeah,
love that.
The next one says having a whole conversation of inside jokes that no one else understands.
Yeah, I like that one too. It's kind of like you're at the dinner table with your family and you guys say something to each other and you guys start busting up and everyone's going, "Did I miss something?" You got these little sayings, or you guys maybe have the same quirkiness, or you have seen something, or you watched a movie and there's a tagline you guys say I think that's cute that you guys have like your own little language that you speak and you guys crack each other up. I see that all the time, and I think it's adorable.
Yeah, that's why it's always fun playing like charades and all those games where and they have to be on your team and you're just gonna dominate.
Yeah.
The next one says not even having to ask if they're coming with you to an event because you know they will. I like this one because to me, I think the ultimate relationship goal is when that person gets invited too, because the person who's inviting you knows that you two are a deal. You're a package.
Yeah. You guys have been spending a lot more time together. You guys, are hanging out on weekends. You guys are doing things together, and it's hit a certain stage where it's like, hey, want to invite you and Christopher. Are you and Chris coming? Or hey, we want you both to come, and they're including the other person. I think is. But I think this one is talking more about you making a commitment with the assumption that your boyfriend is coming with you until he says he can't, right? You're just gonna, hey, we're gonna have this thing this week. Yeah, all right. Me and Jennifer will be there. And then when you're done, you come home and go, hey, I just committed to this. Can you make it? And then, oh, I can't. Okay, no problem. I'll call her back and I know I'm coming myself, or I'll just go do something else or whatever. But you're operating as in the assumption that of course we're going to do this together. It's more of an accord,
right,
coming from a place of course we are. Yeah.
The next one is, or when his family assumes you're coming to something without even asking. That's kind of making it into the family, like the mom's telling him, "Oh, don't forget to tell Jazmine. Don't forget to tell Alex. Don't forget." So that, like I said, that's like when you made it, when the family just expects you to be there and then wonders why you're not.
I did last night when Adrian texted me happy birthday. I was like, "Oh, thank you so much. I'll see you tonight." And he's like, "Oh, I'm not gonna be able to make." It's just now it's an assumption that of course you're gonna be there. It's like you're part of the family. We accept you. We care about you, and it's kind of.
Hold on, you guys talk without me?
Yeah. Is that on the list? Is that relationship goals too? Number 21 or what?
Oh man. No, but we got to take a quick break. So stay tuned for more of My Conscious Dad right here on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. KHTS. Today we are talking about relationship goals, and we're going over a quick list of all the things that were combined into this one list of all the ultimate relationship goals. So we only have a couple left, so I'm going to go ahead and finish it before we have to end the show. The next one says finding TV shows you binge watch together instead of going out.
Is that like a Netflix thing?
This is the ultimate relationship
Is it
goal.
really?
Yeah, because when you go out, that's like you're trying to entertain each other and you're trying to do like the whole thing and see friends and show each other off and doing this and that. But when you find a TV show that you, first of all, that you both like, that's rare. Find a TV show that you both like.
That's like a jackpot, right?
Yeah, if they watch the same TV shows as you or they think like the same comedy is funny as you, that's
a winner.
Yeah.
And what they get mad if you watch the new episode
No.
before they
yeah,
did.
you have to watch it together. You can't.
Is that relationship goals?
It's so disrespectful for you to watch that episode without me.
You know what's funny is because like me and your mom have found a couple shows on Netflix that we started watching, 2 or 3 of them, and then go to bed, whatever. And so there's a part of me like I want to watch it, and she's still wrapping up whatever she's doing, and I'm like, nah, I better.
Yeah, you gotta wait. Yeah.
I get all sad. I better wait.
Yeah, and then the best though is when they say, I just watched the show, the first episode. It's so good. We have to watch it together.
That's awesome.
And then they sit there and rewatch the first episode with you, and then you guys can continue on. That's cute. The next one says,
I used to never be like that.
"Oh, sorry, mom."
I'm slowly starting to get to that place. It takes some habits are hard to break, but
Well, I'm proud of you.
thank you.
Follow this relationship goals
All
list.
right.
The next one says, not feeling pressured to write about how great your relationship is on social media because you don't need to.
Say that one again.
Not feeling pressured to write about how great your relationship is on social media because you don't need to.
So not having the so is that saying that some people feel pressure to write stuff because it's not there yet, and they're living a lie, or they're pretending to be something that's not at that stage yet, or you get to a stage where now it's just naturally what you've been saying out loud, like, yeah, we're doing great, awesome stuff. Now it's like you
want to prove it.
Yeah, you don't need to prove it no more. It's just
it's kind of like, who cares if what everybody else thinks? You know, I love you. You know, you love me. I don't need to tell everybody.
Okay, well, this is a show all on its own, just about Facebook being a place where people are faking it to be something or portray something.
Yeah, I also think that when it says like not feeling pressured, I'll just be honest and share my own experience. When we first started dating, my boyfriend asked me like really soon, "Oh, do you want to change our status on Facebook?" Really casually too. I know he was freaking out though. And really,
are you supposed to ask each other, or just
you just
one
send
does
the
it
request?
their own?
If he would have just sent the request, I would have let it sit in my inbox for so long.
What's the request?
They send a request to say that you're in a relationship with them to put it on your page.
Got it. Okay.
So he asked me, and I was like, "Oh,
that's why you have to ask, so you don't get rejected."
Yeah.
Basically.
So I'm like, "Oh, we don't really need to, but if you want to," and then we just left it at that, and he didn't for like.
What if you both just wait for the other person and just
then you're 2 years later in a relationship that says Jazmine just entered a relationship with,
that's an awkward.
Right, and then that's the pressure that they're talking about.
Got it,
you don't have to succumb to that.
But how do you start that conversation? What do you say
about the Facebook?
Yeah, like hey, I want to do this. I'm at that stage
honest,
already. Yeah, I'm at that stage already. But I'd love to let people know that I found someone that I love. Or
yeah, but for me, it was too soon. But I wasn't really that conscious or that aware that him asking me, "Oh, should we do that?" was his way of saying, will you change your relationship status with me?
Yeah, this opens up a whole another topic about communicating honestly. A lot of times we don't say what we really mean, so we code it in, hey, should we, instead of, you know what, I realize you're the one I'm madly in love with, and I'd love to change that, and I'm going to send you requests. And I invite you to, approve it or say yes, and no pressure. But when you're ready, I'm excited and ecstatic for it. Like, be more of an invitation. Be more excited. Speak more honestly about why you're doing it and how it matters to you, and kind of reveal yourself a little bit more. I think the ego doesn't let us do that, so we hide behind, hey, do you think we should do this? We hide behind different ways of speaking.
Yeah, and I think, like for me, I didn't change like my Facebook profile picture to a picture of us until like over like a year and a half of being together. And that's because I never really post pictures of us, or don't really feel like I need to, because I have those pictures on my phone or on my wall, like my real wall at home.
There you go.
So I don't really need to post them, but it is nice that in that whole year and a half, I didn't feel like, oh, should I post one? And then even to this day, he doesn't have a picture of us as his profile picture. So, and to me, that's okay because he has one of me on his screen.
Oh, what's the last one?
Actually, that was the last one. There was duplicates, so I didn't notice.
All right.
But that was our last special one. So that's going to lead us right into the relationship workshop that's coming up in April.
Are you excited about it?
I'm excited. I'm also nervous. There's a lot of things that have changed since the last relationship workshop, and
Which was how long ago?
probably
A couple years ago?
8 months ago.
Oh, 8 months ago?
Yeah, 6 or 8 months ago, something like that. It wasn't that long ago.
So you were in that one for the first time with your boyfriend.
Yeah.
And you guys were dating what? About 4 or 5 months before
yeah,
that?
probably.
Okay. All right.
So that was like still a very new beginning kind of relationship that the issues then don't seem so much like issues anymore. So like the things that we were so concerned about and things that we brought up just either we're just so way past that or I have bigger fish to fry this time.
Well, I'm excited because you're not the same people that you were when you walked in that training room, back then, 6 months ago. And you've both been growing and you both are open-minded and you guys, been sharing deeply and honestly. And so there's a lot of growth that's happened. I'm excited for both of you guys to see what next level you guys can get to together. And so, and the cool thing about that is we have, this go around, we got some power couples.
I was just gonna say last time, I felt like we were the youngest couple, and there's even some singles in there, so there's a little bit of diversity. But this time, I'm excited. There's going to be a lot of different people. There's going to be people my age and all types of different stages of their relationship. And I learned so much just from watching those. And I hope people are looking at our relationship as a younger relationship and saying, I want to go back to that, or I want their problems.
So in case you're just tuning in or you don't know what we're talking about a very powerful relationship workshop that I have coming up in the next couple of weeks, actually April 8th. If you feel like you want to be a part of that, it's going to be extraordinary, powerful breakthroughs, awakening, help you take your relationship to the next level. Even if you're single, you learn about relationships to a whole nother level. So let us know if you're interested.
Thanks for joining us today on My Conscious Dad. We're here every Friday from 12 to 1 p.m. right here on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS.